Batman Superman issue 9 sees Gotham cops find another dead body at Gotham Harbor, one that is exactly like the others with wires sticking out of them. One officer asks what monster would do this, and the other says that this is Gotham, so you never know what kind of horror it is hiding. Batman meanwhile races through the city in the Batmobile, catching up to Atomic Skull, who is running and screaming through the streets. Batman tells Bullock to pull his men and choppers back as Skull tries to shoot the choppers down. Batman knows that Skull is one of Clark's, but he has his hands full lately, so there's no need to call him in yet. SWAT officers soon surround Atomic Skull, trapping him in an alley as Batman gets between him and the men, telling the officers that he told Bullock to get them back since Skull is dangerous. Atomic Skull is happy to see Batman, blasting the officers. Batman tells him to stand down, but Skull says that there is no time and he is trying to help. Skull says that he doesn't want to fight anymore, but he can't let them take him back. Batman kicks the villain, saying that he thought he turned over a new leaf, and Skull says that he was living a happy life away from all of the fights and death, but he wouldn't let him. Skull blasts Batman, saying that it's hard to think right now and someone is doing something to his mind. Batman soon disappears as the officers again move in on Skull, saying they thought they shared a common bond with the villain. Soon their voices begin to change as they say that after everything they have done for Skull, he escaped and that made them angry. Batman returns, attacking the police as Skull says that they are not real cops. Batman knows since their uniforms are outdated from before Bane's takeover. He knows they most likely have been stolen, but he can smell death, removing the helmets to see the men have been long dead, controlled by drones. He wants to study them in his cave, but Skull says there is no time and he needs to run. Atomic Skull says that he escaped so he could warn Batman that they are coming for him, and someone is furious at Batman and will hurt Superman by using Batman. Batman asks who it is, but Skull wants him to tell Maggie Sawyer thanks for everything as he explodes, destroying a huge part of the city. Superman meanwhile flies to Paris for a quiet dinner with Lois, only it's not so quiet as the paparazzi have followed Lois, who says she really can't blame them since that's something she would do as well. Suddenly Clark hears something and Lois knows that look, telling him to go. Superman speeds off to Gotham, finding it in ruins. Getting to work, he saves some people, learning from the arriving emergency services that thankfully most of the city was evacuated during Bane's attacks and no one was really hurt, except Batman has gone missing. Clark uses his X-ray vision to survey the wreckage, finding a light radiation level as well as a buried Batman. Superman lifts some rubble, finding Batman has been pinned by the Batmobile. Superman asks what happened, warning Batman of his fractured bones, but Batman doesn't care, saying they need to move since this was Atomic Skull who did this. Superman asks why he was in Gotham and Batman says that he tried to find out, but he only learned that someone was going to use him to kill Superman. Down in Gotham Harbor, the two officers soon find a small cave, suspecting this is where the bodies are coming from. As they go in to check it out, Superman finds Atomic Skull's body, knowing the reformed villain wouldn't do something like this, and they need to find out what he was running from. Batman says that they better start with the body as the officers in the cave are suddenly attacked by Ultra Humanite, who kills one of the officers and drags the survivor into the cave, apologizing for attacking since he hates when his body controls his mind. He says Atomic Skull's escape was unfortunate and the officer needs to understand how it feels spending years planning, only to have one person spoil it. The villains won't let Skull's error stop him from reaching his goals. He throws the surviving officer into a cell, saying Superman and Batman will now join forces to track him down, and if they thought one Atomic Skull explosion was a tragedy, they will be devastated by his atomic army. Batman Superman issue 9 was an action-packed issue that started up a new intriguing mystery for World's Finest to tackle. I'm kind of bummed to see the Atomic Skull die here, since all through the end of the New 52 and through Rebirth he was rebuilt as such a great supporting character with a new direction. Of course though, this is comic books, so no one outside of Uncle Ben remains dead, so it would be cool to see him make a heroic comeback maybe at the end of this arc. Ultra Humanite as the main villain is a really fun and awesome choice as well, and I'm looking forward to seeing the two heroes battle it out with him as well as maybe each other, since that's where the story seems to be headed towards. I'm going to give this issue an 8.5 out of 10.